proscription of Palestine Action was unlawful.
Reaction to the news?
A divisional court of 3 senior judges, and let's be tactful, none of them with a reputation as radicals, has just ruled the government's ban on Palestine Action unlawful on the basis the Home Secretary failed to follow her own policy and violated the Human Rights Act.
The courts have ordered for the prescription to be quashed on 2 legal grounds. 1, that it is disproportionate to freedom of speech and protest. And 2, that the Home Secretary manipulated her own policy when deciding to prescribe Palestine Action. The government tried to ban Britain's most effective movement for Palestinian liberation, and instead they popularized it. Elbit Systems, you better run. Elbit Systems, your days are done. Elbit Systems, pack up your bags. Palestine Action is back. That deprescription is in a process. It's not in effect immediately. It should be. It should be.
When we said that the movement for Palestinian liberation couldn't be defeated, this is what we meant. When we said that people in this country would not stand for a government participating in the genocide of Palestinian people, this is what we meant. When we said that we would not accept the lies, manipulation of the state, this is what we meant.
I just want to honour the almost 3,000 people who just knew this was wrong and were prepared to have the temerity to say so and to sit in silent vigil up and down the country for the last 7 months. When we come together, we can achieve real justice.
Those thousands and thousands of terrorists walking the streets have been magicked back into what they always were: peaceful protesters against genocide and the corruption of democracy.
The government, by the way, paid nearly £1 million out of the British public's money to government lawyers to carry out this case. Nearly £1 million to persecute British people for having a moral compass that was at odds with their foreign interest.
So what is the lesson for our political leaders from all those juries, from Bradford to Birmingham, Manchester to London, who refused to convict members of Palestine Action? What is the lesson of the thousands of people willing to sacrifice their freedom, getting arrested for terrorism, to express their opposition to genocide and corrupt attacks on democratic freedoms? What is the lesson from the High Court? Is that when you side with genocide and the profiteers from genocide, you don't just lose your soul, you lose the public too. It's not just the violence of the arrests of thousands of peaceful people and the charges under terrorism laws, The raids on people's homes, the lost jobs, the withdrawn bank accounts, travel visas denied for visits to sick relatives. It's the damage that's been done to the fabric of our democracy. When thousands of peaceful people are handcuffed and dragged into police vans for taking part in peaceful vigils.
Amongst the almost 3,000 people were a significant number of Jews. The people of this country know that criticism of Israel is not anti-Semitism. We must end this appalling conflation, and we need to stand together.
I'd like to pay tribute to some extraordinary people. To Huda Amori, who took on the government with this case so skillfully, so courageously, despite being so wrongly branded a terrorist. To every single one of the thousands of people from all walks of life, the vicars, the doctors, the shop workers, the young and the old, the Christians, the Quakers, the Jews, the Muslims, who risked so much to expose this corrupt and authoritarian ban. To the juries who have resisted immense pressure to bring conscience and humanity to our politics and our criminal justice system. They are the voice of the people. David Lammy, your assault on trial by jury is an assault on democracy.
There are thousands of people in this country who supported the movement over the years. This is a vindication for those people. There are thousands of people who sat silently holding signs. They were arrested and charged with terrorism offenses. This is a vindication for them. And most importantly, this is a vindication for the Palestinian people themselves.
Resisting genocide is not a crime!
The government have said they will appeal. This is what we say to that. The government have put a stay in place so that we are not deprescribed immediately. However, the courts have looked at all of the evidence and, in their words, have quashed the prescription of Palestine Action.